Welcome back, sailors.
So today we are here in beautiful sunny Daytona Beach, Florida, where it happens to be the third day of the 81st Daytona Bike Week. We are here today to look at one of the top 5 blue water cruisers on our list. We are excited today to be taking a look at the Stevens 47. The Stevens 47 was built by Queen Long Marine, and there were 56 of the Stevens 47 built under the Stevens 47 name before it became the Hylas 47 and later evolved into the Hylas 49. So we are super excited to see this boat that is on our top 5 list, and we're excited to take you guys along. So let's go take a look. The Stevens 47 was designed by Sparkman and Stevens and built by the Queen Long Boatyard in Taiwan. An interesting bit of historical trivia, according to legendary world-renowned sailing expert John Kretschmer in his book, The Used Boat Notebook, is that the Stevens name in the Stevens 47 did not even come from the Stevens as in Sparkman and Stevens. Instead, it was actually a guy named Bill Stevens, the founder of what was once a Caribbean yacht charter business named Stevens Yacht Charters. Bill Stevens was so taken with the Stevens 47 when it was first designed that he told the Queen Long Yard that he would buy all of the 47s they could build. There were only approximately 56 of the Stevens 47s ever made. Then another Caribbean yacht charter outfit owned by Dick Jackney called Caribbean Yacht Charters started buying the 47s for his fleet, and he and the Queen Long Boatyard renamed the boat the Hylas 47. Then later on in 1992, the original Sparkman and Stevens design of the deck was slightly redesigned, a swim platform was added, the interior was upgraded, and the boat became known as the Hylas 49. Legendary sailor John Kretschmer writes in his used boat notebook that he has sailed many thousand ocean miles aboard Hylas 47s and 49s and has even weathered 3 different hurricanes aboard them. So the original history of the Stevens 47 and its near bulletproof construction are what caused us to head to Daytona Beach nearly the minute we saw this 47 listing pop up on Yacht World. Although it was not listed as such, but it was immediately disclosed by the listing broker during the very first phone call, this particular Stevens 47 had suffered a through-hull failure and was partially sunk sitting at the owner's condo dock. I come to the sailing world with a passion for aviation and have owned 8 airplanes over the years in the past. With buying any used airplane, there is always an initial phase of repairing, updating, and making it your own. With this mindset, Amber and I, despite knowing the big check mark against this particular boat, felt given the history and rock solid construction of the 47s that we could potentially buy this boat at the right price and refit it to make it our own legendary cruiser and sail it all the way around the world. So, yep, you guessed it, we packed our bags and headed off to beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida, and arrived just in time for what so happened to be the 81st annual Daytona Bike Week. After meeting the broker, we were excited to get our first glance at the Stevens 47 as we walked down the condo dock. The exterior of the boat showed lots of potential, and we knew we would do a total refit of the sails and running rigging. However, it was down below where the water came in that I was most interested in thoroughly checking out. I had already read the engineering damage assessment report that was prepared for the owner as part of the insurance claim and knew the major areas to be looking at. Down below, you could see what was once back in its day a very sturdy, well-built boat, but man was it dated. In addition, there were some serious concerns I had right off the bat looking at the electrical, wiring, and systems. It was pretty clear to me that not all the wiring of the boat had been replaced after it partially sunk. As we walked through and toured the boat, you could also see that on top of its other issues, the boat had suffered years of leaky hatches and port windows. The engine was the other big concern. It was basically a new Yanmar engine with only about 75 hours on it, which normally adds great value to a boat, unless it's been partially underwater. I could see corroded engine mounts that hadn't been changed and knew we would have to have this nearly new Yanmar torn down and inspected if we bought this boat. The final straw for this boat was our visual inspection of the staysail chain plate that showed pretty significant corrosion. And we knew that this boat was going to be way more of a project than we were willing to take on. After all, we want to get our boat and spend the next 5 years sailing around the world. Spending the next 5 years working on a boat, just getting it ready to sail around the world, is not exactly high on our list. At this point, our excitement for this particular boat had gone down like a one-egg pudding. And so the search for our blue water cruiser continues. Y'all come back and catch the next video where we go to the show.